if you thought you're going international break without getting some UCATT FC player ratings, well then you're wrong. Because the Socceroos just had an absolutely cracking victory in their opening friendly of their homecoming tour in Sydney. It's Australia 3, Ecuador 1. An absolutely cracking game. I thought some of the creative football that we played under Graham Arnold. But look, I think all the pressure was taken off Arnold today. I think it was just, and look, I was a very big advocate of Arnold out before the World Cup, and there was a lot of builder pressing. You had to play different games so in the World Cup, which we were very successful in doing. In the qualifiers, we would have had to play a different style, which we struggled in. Today was a friendly. It was a feel-good game. It was a homecoming from our most successful ever World Cup, and I think Graham Arnold really got to flex his muscles today and show what he can produce with his team. Aidan O'Neill got his first Socceroos cap, and I think this was a really good learning experience for a lot of these players. And it's good to see us beat a quality side such as Ecuador. You got Moises Casigo, who personally I thought was just going to dictate the midfield the whole game, but instead I've given man of the match to one of our midfielders. So yeah, I thought an absolutely superb game from the Socceroos, and really happy with what transpired today. Let's get into his player ratings, starting off with Matt Ryan, who received a 7 for me. Demping, he had a lot to do. He couldn't really do anything on the goal, and I thought he made some absolutely cracking saves. So, yeah, Matt Ryan saved us in a few scenarios there, no doubt. Milos Jeganek also gets a 7. I think it's just a very strong 7 for Milos Jeganek. I think he didn't have an outstanding game, but he really held down that right back role. I thought he was really solid. He had a presence there, not letting that Ecuador left wing get down into dangerous positions more often than he needed to. So yeah, I think Jeganek had a really strong game today. I think a 7 is very much so deserving. Harry Sutar, for me, gets an 8. He was definitely a man of the match contender. You can tell he's a Premier League level player, no doubt. He's definitely a Premier League level player. People compare him to Harry Maguire. There are obvious similarities there, but I rate Sutar more than Maguire. I'm a Man United fan, and I rate Sutar more than Maguire. I think he is so much more comfortable on the ball. And look, when we're not actually here to compare the two, Sutar is so comfortable on the ball for his speed and size. And as a ball-playing centre-back, he's absolutely phenomenal playing it out the back. And even for Leicester in the Premier League, he plays some really important key balls through to the wingers. I think he's a really good player. He's Australia's next captain, in my opinion, Harry Sutar, and once again flex his muscles on how good he really can be. Kai Rolls, for me, gets a 7 because a good centre-back doesn't have a good game without his partner in most cases, and Kai Rolls was that today with Harry Sutar. Kai Rolls will never be a superstar. He isn't a superstar, but in a centre-back partnership with our Socceroos superstar, obviously Sutar's not a superstar, but our Socceroos superstar, Harry Sutar, in that centre-back partnership, I think Kai Rolls just consistently plays such an important part with Sutar. Ever since pre-World Cup, Arnold moved out of the back five system. I think there's just Rolls and Sutar alongside each other work so well, and I'm really pleased to see Kai Rolls just have a comfortable performance game after game. As is Bates for me, gets an 8. I thought Bates' attacking play. The Bates reminds me of a speedier Luke Shaw. His inverted role is absolutely phenomenal. He absolutely destroyed that left-hand side. He got the cross. Who did he get the assist to? I think he got the assist to Gran Quel for his first Aussie goal. I thought Bates was absolutely superb, and I think just defensively he's sound, but offensively is where he takes his game to another level. I think if Deganek can, or if we play Nathaniel Atkinson in that inverted role, I think Atkinson's probably more suited to that inverted role. Probably need Deganek, because of the lack of Sutar pace, we need Deganek to not play that inverted role and stay back a little bit. I think if Sutar starts getting a little bit more comfortable in being in his own surroundings, even with the lack of pace, I think we can start playing Nathaniel Atkinson down the right with that inverted role. But I think with Kai Rolls having that little bit of pace, not an amazing amount of pace, but to cover his own, I think it allows Aziz Bates to express his freedom in a fantastic manner. So yeah, Bates gets an 8 for me. Aidan O'Neill, 6. First Socceroos cap. 6 is average, by the way. 6 is not bad whatsoever. It's just that all the players above him have had absolutely superb performances. I think Aidan O'Neill had a very comfortable game. He didn't need to do a lot. I thought when he got the ball, he did his job, but obviously not an outstanding game. It's his first Socceroos game, and he'll build into it. Next up is Keanu Bacchus alongside A. O'Neill. I actually think I could be wrong, but in the Argentina game in the World Cup, I may have given Keanu Bacchus man of the match. I think Bacchus is really, really important to this Australian side, and I definitely think he's the starting midfielder for the Socceroos. I think his intensity and intent to win the ball, even if he's not technically as good as some of our other midfielders, I think for his tenacity and his pressing, it is such an important part into the way Australia play when we do go into a high line with Sutar dropping back. I think Bacchus is a really, really important part of that, and he was very good off ball today. While it didn't really go his way in a lot of scenarios, I think he gets a 6 for his off ball work. I think he was absolutely superb, and I think it was probably, overall, probably just an average display, but Bacchus with his off ball work is so important, and it reminds me of Fred a lot for Man United. Even if his technical ability isn't there, his tenacity will never go unnoticed in the way a team plays. Jackson Irvine, for me, was an 8. He scored his goal, but the goal is not the reason he gets an 8. I mean, he pocketed Moises Casigo. Moises Casigo, the man who was pretty much about to sign the dotted line for Arsenal before signing a big extension with Brighton, one of the best midfielders in Europe at the moment. And big Jackson Irvine just absolutely pocketing him. Couldn't believe it. I thought Irvine was absolutely superb. His physicality in the midfield, I thought he's always had good physicality, Jackson Irvine, but I think in the World Cup, he didn't have an amazing tournament. I think he had one good game, but I didn't think he had an amazing tournament. I thought he was very undisciplined at times, but I thought today he just got it right. He played some absolutely superb balls over the top, and he got his goal to match up with it. So, yeah, I think Irvine gets an 8. It was almost a perfect performance from Jackson Irvine today. Not much more you can ask from him in his position. And obviously I'm marking these players up because realistically, right, if Jackson Irvine plays like that in the Premier League for Man United against even just like Tottenham, Tottenham Arsenal, Crystal Palace, he's not getting an 8, he's probably getting a 5 because he's not going to have that same domination. But I've got to mark these players up considering we're watching international football, it's a little bit slower, it's a little bit easier, and these players are at a lower quality, so we've just got to mark them like that, because, I know there are some Man United player ragging viewers that watch this that obviously probably won't see the matching up with this. However, Bill, he gets an 8. I think his creativity down the wing is some of the best we've seen. We know he's incredibly talented, however, Bill, and he got his goal to match up with it, but I thought it was his chance creation that was really, really impressive for me today, Bill, and I thought it was a vital part to the Socceroos performance today. Craig Goodwin, 7. Chance creation was there. Nothing really fell on the end for him, but I thought his first touch was really, really classy in some scenarios where some of our more unexperienced players didn't have an amazing first touch. I thought Craig Goodwin was really, really good down that left wing, and he put in a few good balls for Mitch Duke that couldn't quite get on the end of them, but I think Goodwin was really, really important today. Mitch Duke does get a 7. I don't believe he scored a goal. I thought that Irvine goal went to Duke at first, but no, it went to it did go to Jackson Irvine. I'm going to quickly double check. Mitch Duke didn't score. No, he didn't. Look, it was a 7. I thought he was really good in that. It usually does come into the hold-up play, or into the build-up play quite a bit, and holds the ball up really well. He didn't really do that. He was more of a target man today. I thought he missed a few unlucky chances, and he was really good creating for the wingers either side of him. I thought he was vital, Mitch Duke. And look, McLaren wasn't even on the bench. He might be injured. But I think if you put someone like Jamie McLaren in that position, he doesn't play the role as well as Mitch Duke does. And that is why when fans, including myself, doubted starting Mitch Duke during the World Cup, that is why Graham Arnold starts him, because he's just such an important way to how we play and getting the wingers involved in the game. Marco Tilios, we're onto the bench now. Tilios 6, didn't really notice him. Metcalf 6, Barello 6. Now to our 2 7s on the bench. Garen Kuol and Alexander Robertson. First of all, Geraint Kuol, star boy. I think he's still 18. He's on loan at Hearts from the richest club in the world, Newcastle United. He's going to be absolute superstar. I still fantasize about if he scored that goal in the round of 16 and we knocked Argentina out. I just still, even if that goes to extra time and penalties, you never know what could happen. I still fantasize that Garang QL scored that goal against Argentina. But he got his first international goal there against Ecuador. A little bit of a less important game, but nevertheless, really, really important for his self-esteem to get a goal for his country. And coming off the bench, he's playing quite well for Hearts at the moment, I've heard. And Alex Robertson, first game for Australia. Rejected Man United's academy to join Man City. Devastating scenes there, but he's a Socceroos, so it doesn't matter. I thought the tenacity and fight he showed, I thought the Ecuador players were being dickheads to him, and I thought he really held his own. At 19 years old, I thought he looked really comfortable on the ball, off the pitch, and I thought he just showed fight, tenacity. And that's what you want from a first captain, not being scared, not backing down of anything, from anything. Sub not used, there we go. Graham Arnold, he's an 8 for me. I thought it was a Graham Arnold masterclass, to be brutally honest. I thought his tactics were good. I thought his team selection was perfect, giving Aidan O'Neill that chance. I thought the substitutes, I think Tilio, Metcalf and Barello, and I think all of them were really just to give them experiences. I was really happy to see Alex Robertson come on in particular. Because I never really, obviously I don't watch the Man City Academy, so I've never really got to see him play. My man of the match goes to Jackson Irvine. Pocketed Moises Caicedo, dictated the midfield. I think he destroyed that midfield, to be brutally honest. I'm not sure what else you want from Jackson Irvine. Big Jackson Irvine. I mean, yeah, fantastic player at his best, and he just needs to show that at a more consistent level, because he definitely shows it in the Scottish League. But with the green and gold on, he'll always show fight. Just needs to show that very good performance on a more consistent level, because I thought he was very, very good today. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all for the friendly on Tuesday, which we'll be doing a live watch-along for, as well as player ratings between Australia and Ecuador, again, this time at Marvel Stadium. Cheers.